Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Housewives with Dee. I'm Dee, and today we are talking about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island Season 1 premiere. So, I have to say, I fear we may have a hit on our hands here. I fear we may have a hit. I went into this with very low expectations and I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a great season premiere. It's kind of hard to tell who's who a little bit because they all look alike. They look like Dolores, and like half the cast looks like Dolores, and the other half kind of look alike. But like I had the same problem when I was watching Salt Lake City. I got Lisa and Meredith confused for the entire first season. So I'm still learning names and faces, but I took like 5 pages of notes. So I want to try to get through this as quickly as possible, so I won't be yapping for like 30 minutes with you guys. But yeah, so let's jump right in. I'm very excited. I hope that you guys watched it. Bravo released the first episode on their YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and check that out if you want to watch it. Okay, so we start off. They showed like the opening, and it was the trailer that they showed everybody. So they showed that, and then we have this woman named Alicia. So it's her husband, and her daughter. They are help setting the table because Alicia's family is coming over. So she says that her daughter Celine is like her mini me, and her husband Bill owns a bunch of restaurants in Rhode Island, and her favorite is like this pizza place. She says that she has a really big family, like lots of aunts. It's like them all packed up in the car, and they seem like such a blast. They're talking to each other, one's drinking out of a flask. I mean, it's great. So they're bringing in all this like home cooked food. They're setting up, and then one of the aunts, they talk about having a wedding. Like, this is a great place to have a wedding. I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean wedding? So they're talking to Bill and Alicia, and I'm like, I thought they were married. Come to find out, uh, they're not. They are simply engaged. They've been engaged for like 9 years, you guys. Um, they got engaged when Alicia was 7 months pregnant, and they just never got married. And I want to know what's up with that. Why is that a thing? And so then one of her aunts asks, has she seen Liz? And Alicia says that she has known Liz since she was basically born, so her entire life. So then we go over to Liz, who looks just like Dolores, and then later she explains why she looks like Dolores from New Jersey is because they go to the same plastic surgeon and dentist. She looks exactly like her. Like they could be actual sisters. Um, I just thought that was so bizarre, and she's very, very tan too. Um, so she has this. Liz has this beautiful home that is right on the water. It's so gorgeous. First of all, I just have to say, I love that this is set in Rhode Island. I never like really like even considered Rhode Island, like I never like it doesn't cross my mind. Like when I think of East Coast, in New England, like Rhode Island just doesn't it just, I don't think about it. But seeing, all the shots and stuff that they had, and like just the background in all of their scenes was just so beautiful. And I really enjoyed that. It's like Salt Lake City, how when it's like snowing and you can see like the beautiful mountains, like it just looks like a winter wonderland. I love this. I love seeing an East Coast, New England type of vibe. It's really fun. So yeah, okay, yeah. So Liz has this like beautiful home. And so she's with her cat on a dock, and then she comes back in, and her husband's like cleaning up cat piss or something. Let's see, her husband's name is Jerry. Gary or Jerry. I think it's Jerry. It looks like I wrote Gary, but I think it's Jerry. Um 6 months into marriage, they did like the DNA test. You remember like everyone? That was like a big thing. They were taking like ancestry tests. I never did that, and I'll tell you why. And like I swear to God, like I'm a good person. But like, do you know how many people have been caught like for crimes doing because they did the DNA test and like their DNA is like in the system, you know. And I've always like been scared that like my DNA is gonna be sold for something, you know. Not that like I'm so important, like you know what I mean, but like I don't know. I'm just like I don't want my DNA like out there, you know. And I'm not like I'm not gonna commit a crime, you know. But like I'm just saying. Anyways, they did this test, right? Come and find out that her and her husband are related. Would I go on national TV and tell someone, anyone, the entire world, that I am related to my husband? Absolutely not. But Liz did. And I really like Liz. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be like the breakout star, who is going to be a one season wonder. Okay. So yeah, the DNA test. Her husband had 3 girls before they got married, and they show a throwback picture of Liz, and she does not look like how she looks now. Like, you know, remember now she looks like Dolores. She did not look like that. She looked very, very different. Now, Liz, I like Liz. I think Liz is great. I'm excited to see more of her. But I'm just saying she does not look like herself. Um, so yeah, her and her daughters, they get along well. And then they own this cannabis dispensary, and they were one of the first dispensaries on the East Coast. So that's pretty cool. Now we go over to Kelsey. So she pulls up in like what I think is a Maybach. I don't know. I'm poor. I don't know. It was a Mercedes vehicle. It looked like a fancy, expensive Mercedes. I just assumed it was a Maybach. I don't know. Is it Maybach or Maybach? Maybach? See, that's how poor I am. I don't even know how to pronounce it. So, yeah, so she pulls up, and then Liz says in a confessional that she knows Kelsey's boyfriend because they're like the same age and they have a really big age gap. Now, you know me, guys. I've said this in Salt Lake City. If you haven't watched me before, I'm gonna say it again. Listen, I love an old man. I love an older man. I'm all for age gaps. I'm on board. We'll never judge. We'll never judge. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, she says that there's like a big age gap. And so then Liz gets on like this little dinghy. Is it called a dinghy or a dingy? No, a dinghy. A dinghy, right? Yeah, I think. With her Prada boots, and she goes and she meets Kelsey. She's like, she's zooming through the ocean to go meet Kelsey. And then she loses her hat on the way, but she pulls up and she sits down with Kelsey. So Liz asks Kelsey what is she doing for the 4th of July, and Kelsey says that she'll be alone, but she's used to it. And she likes her solo time. So now we get into Kelsey. They show like this beautiful home, gorgeous. And they show like it's like 12,000 square feet. It has this and that and that and that and that and that, whatever. Just incredible, like the movie theater. Beautiful. It's a gorgeous home. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what we needed. This is what we needed. We needed rich people back on the show. From what I'm seeing, they all seem to be pretty well off. Maybe I'll come back. Okay. But yeah, oh my God, the house was so beautiful. So beautiful. And then she says that her husband, sorry, not her husband, they're not married. Her boyfriend's family is prominent family in Rhode Island. And he's gone 5 months out of the year, you guys. I'm just gonna say it. This is like ideal for me. I'm not kidding. Having a rich husband who's gone half of the time, to me, ideal. The rest that comes along with it, not ideal. Not ideal. But being gone half of the year, that seems like, where do I sign up? Right? Okay. So she says that he dates multiple people. So that's the part I'm not signing up for. He dates multiple people. Like he has girlfriends, and while she's alone living in this big ass house, he is out doing what he does. So she says that she's 30 now and she only wants one person, but he's never going to change. And I feel that, unfortunately, I know what she's talking about. When a man gets to a certain age and he's used to doing things his way for a very long time, he's he's not gonna change. So I get her. And she says that she's either going to have to accept it or leave. Girl, if you don't suck it up, you got it good. What? Don't leave. Or, you know what? She's probably pulling a Bronwyn. She's probably like, trying to get on this show, make money, and then leave, like how Bronwyn left Todd. Yeah. But the thing is, Bronwyn's gonna get some money from Todd. Not sure, she's not gonna get no money from this guy because they're not married. And he has like 10 girlfriends. I could not do that. I couldn't do that. I would feel so like, I don't know. I would just feel so terrible that my boyfriend has girlfriends and he's like doing everything for them and then he's leaving me home alone in my big mansion. I don't know. I don't know. So she tells Liz that, listen, the good outweighs the bad when it comes to this guy. And she always thought that she'd be in this man's life for however long he wanted. That's deep. And you know what? The fact that she is opening up and saying all of this, the first episode, is incredible. I mean, all these women are opening up. Like it's honestly insane. But what she said, that was so real. She says he's never gonna change and she'd be in his life for however long he wanted her to. That's real. And then she starts crying and saying that she doesn't know what she's gonna do or what she wants to do. Uh, I don't know. I would stay. Oh, and does that make me a terrible person? Does that make me a terrible person? That I would just deal with it? It probably does. Like, where's the self-respect, right? I don't know. I think like once you get a certain age, like you just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna, I'll deal with that. Like, would you rather cry? Would you rather cry in a Rolls Royce or cry in a Camry? And I think I'd choose the Rolls Royce. I'm just being honest with you guys. I think I would. I think I would. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, but that's a me issue. But she's beautiful. She's young. She can get another rich man. Or maybe she doesn't even want actually, she probably does want the rich man. Just her vibe gives she wants, the better things in life. But you know what? Maybe she'll settle down. With a guy like Jared and, that Ashley I has. We'll get into Ashley in a second and Jared and how I feel about them. Okay, yeah, so now we're on to Joe Ellen. So Joe Ellen is having dinner with her husband Gary. Okay, so I think his name is Gary, another one's name is Jerry. So she has dinner with her husband. Come to find out, there's a lot of come to find out in this in this series. Her sister was in love with him, in love with her husband in high school. So she stole her sister's like guy. So Joe Ellen says that she chased him down and she married him. Yeah, she married her sister's man. Yeah, yeah. Or were they together? I don't know. It's like it gets confusing because someone said that she stole, like on the show, that she stole the the man from her sister. It gets muddy. It gets real muddy. Um. So yeah, she says that people are scared of her, and she comes off as a bitch. You know, she has 3 kids. Two of them they look pretty young. The other one's like 10. Let's see. She works in aesthetic sales, and she says she likes working and she doesn't like relying on a man. Yeah. Now we're back to Alicia's house. That was the girl in the beginning, the first girl they introduced us to. So this girl named Rosie pulls up in a pink Jeep, and she used to be a newscaster. And she's been married to her husband, Richard, for 1 year. And Richard does a whole lot of shit, okay? He flips houses, he DJs, he sings. He's a Frank Sinatra singer, not impersonator, a Frank Sinatra singer. We gotta make sure we get that right. So, um, Rosie and Alicia, they're doing some like weird like skating thing, like a skate bounce type of cardio exercise thing. Not really sure. Never seen that before in my life. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not athletic. I don't know. So, Alicia says she's hosting this picnic for a lifestyle show that she hosts. She does it on the weekend. She's, like I said, she's being a newscaster, and then she does like the stuff, like on the weekend, these collabs with people and all that. So she says she's worried about Joe Ellen being there. And she's like, "Will she be nice?" And Alicia says no. So apparently everyone knows that Joe Ellen is a bitch. But yeah. So now we have Liz, Joelle, and Alicia and Kelsey. Oh no, sorry. We're still talking. We're still talking about Rosie's still talking. Yeah, she says Liz, Joelle, and Alicia and Kelsey are all in this little clique, and Rosie wants in. She said, but you have to get in go Joellen. Rosie says that she was at Joellen's house for like a casual hangout type of thing, and she overheard Joellen talking shit about her. And then Rosie says that she she heard a rumor that Joellen was a swinger. It's giving mom talk. Okay. Now, by the way, you guys, I don't really talk about like other shows. You guys already know what happened with The Bachelor, Taylor, and then you guys know. Well, duh, you guys all seen the Summer House stuff with Sierra, West, Amanda. I don't watch Summer House, but I like Sierra. I think she's gorgeous. I saw her on Traders and all, and then I see her do like the interviews and stuff. I don't watch Summer House, but I was like so close to watching Summer House. Just like I after the whole Scandal thing, I watched that season of Vanderpump Rules. But yeah, I was like, dang, should I start Summer House so I could like be on top of this? And then guys, I couldn't do it. Housewives is my thing, it's like what I do. It's what I love to talk about. And I just cannot, my attention span is so short, you guys. I blame TikTok. My attention span is so freaking short that I could not, like, I can't even watch The Valley. Like, I tried to watch The Valley and I couldn't get into it because I couldn't pay attention. It was too many episodes. I got overwhelmed. Like with Summer House, I'll get overwhelmed. I can't do it. Yeah. That is just, sorry. That has nothing to do with Housewives. But I wonder, like, I wonder what's gonna happen. I will watch the reunion though because even though I don't watch the show, I'll watch the reunion because I like mess. Anyways, okay. So now we are setting up for Rosie's picnic, and she does her interview with the person who does the picnic stuff, and I do not like her outfit. She's wearing like this little dress with like little like tights underneath. It was very like 2004. You guys remember that for a time like in middle school? If you're a millennial, like you had the jean skirt and like the black leggings underneath, but like the leggings weren't real leggings. They like stopped like at your knee. You guys remember that? That's what it was giving. That's what it was giving. So Joellen gets there and she says that she's not a big fan of Rosie. And then Ashley I shows up and she brings Dunkin' Donuts. So let's talk about Ashley and Jared. Ashley I. Now, I used to be a huge Bachelor fan, and I stopped watching The Bachelor when they had Matt James as a Bachelor. And after everything that came out about Rachel and the plantation thing and all of that type of stuff, I stopped watching when he ended up with her. Even after all that, I stopped watching. And then I just noticed that a lot of people were coming on there just to be influencers, and it didn't. It just I don't know. I don't know, guys. It just seemed like I know that it's TV and it's not real, but it just really seemed fake after that. It was like people were trying to have a moment to get popular, and I didn't like it. Um, so yeah, with Ashley, I enjoyed her on her season, and then when she was on Bachelor in Paradise, I just I didn't like the way that Jarrett treated her. And wasn't Jarrett like he was into someone else? Was it? Oh my God, who was it? I think was it the girl who ended up marrying Dean? Um, she was a pretty girl. She thinks she was a pageant girl. But I think it was her. But he was like really into someone else, and like Ashley was crying and crying, and then finally Jared gave her a chance. I feel like Jared only gave her a chance because she was getting popular. That's just what I feel. They've been together for years. They're married. They got 2 kids. Um, Listen, they're a lovely couple. They're a lovely looking couple. They're both very attractive. I think Ashley I, or I'm just gonna keep calling her Ashley I, is one of the prettiest housewives now. So you guys already know how I feel about um all these beautiful housewives. There's so many of them, but at the top of my list will always be Monique. Then it's Kiarna. Then it's Katie from OC. And then we've got to put Ashley I in there. I think she's gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. But yeah, I just didn't like the way that Jared treated her. I think Ashley could do better. I just say I think she could do better. Uh, yeah. Anyways, so the girls, Ashley, Joellen, and Rosie are asking questions about Ashley, and Ashley says that she's been here for 4 years, and she still hasn't managed to get a group of friends. Joellen says that she was talking to Kelsey about her relationship, and everyone's kind of quiet. And then she suggests playing Never Have I Ever. So one of the questions was, Ashley. First of all, Ashley is just like, she's so pure. She's too pure for Housewives. I hope she lasts though. I hope she comes back next season. Um, have you ever done butt stuff in a threesome? And then Rosie asked, have you ever been a polygamist? And she says, oh, I thought Kelsey was that. And then Joellen's like, you should ask her. And says Rosie, she's in her confessional, she says that Rosie talks too much shit. So Alicia is like, who gets the holidays, in that situation? Who gets Christmas and Thanksgiving? Or maybe she gets does she give double the gifts? And then Alicia's like, wait, are you saying that Kelsey is the one with multiple boyfriends? Like, she has boyfriends too? Like, she's just not like, it's not just her boyfriend who has girlfriends, like she has boyfriends? And then Joellen says, Rosie, you're always talking shit. And Rosie says, that's crazy because I heard you talking shit about me. She tells her about how she overheard her at her house that one time, and they talk about, she said that Joellen was talking about the wine that she brought. It turns out it was like cheap wine. And then she was saying like something like children hate her or something like that. And Rosie said, I didn't have to invite you, and I spent like $1,000 on your gift bag. And then Joellen tells her to shut the fuck up. Oh my god. So Joellen tells her to stop playing the victim card, and then Rosie starts crying and saying that Joellen is being so mean. And then Joellen says, let's just start over. And then she invites everyone to her 4th of July party, and then they cheers to a fresh start. Now we're on to Ashley. Ashley goes to a coffee shop that she and Jared owns, and she says that the coffee shop is doing really well. Like, it's like one of the top celebrity-owned spots, but it's not really bringing in a lot of money. So Ashley's trying to tell Jared, because Jared's working. Ashley's sitting at the counter with her MacBook. She's trying to tell Jared the drama, about everything that's happening. And Jared is literally just working. Like, he's barely paying attention. He's calling out names. Hey, here's your order. Da, da, da. He's making lattes, frothing. Frothing. He's making cold foam and all that. And so Jared spends a lot of time at work. And Ashley says that he doesn't light up anymore. And she says that Jared is always thinking about work. And I'm always thinking about how to make Jared happy. And then Jared's like, I don't want you to do that. And then Ashley starts crying. And I was thinking, like, is Ashley a Cancer? Because I feel like me and her are the same. I'm a Cancer. I looked her up. She's a Pisces. Water sign. All the same, right? Yeah, so she starts crying. And then she says that she just wants them to have fun. So now we're with Joellen. Joellen says she rented a house for her 4th of July party, and she's getting ready. And while she's getting ready, her mom comes in. And her mom is going to watch the kids while she's away. And then she goes into this thing, and later on, I find out that's going to be a big storyline. But how her mom is just not maternal. She says that she doesn't want to be like her mom. She hopes to be a good mom, which is just, I don't know if I would come. Maybe I would come. No, but see, I don't have a rocky relationship with my mom, so I can't say what I would and would not do. I guess if I did have a rocky relationship, I would come on TV and talk about it, since that's my real life. But again, the fact that she's opening up about this and how Kelsey opened up about her relationship and stuff, this is like so good. Like people are being so real, and I really really love that. And even Ashley how she's talking about how her coffee shop's not bringing in a lot of money, and that she wants Jared to be happy. She just wants to make him happy. Like, oh my God, this is so good. This is so good. Okay. So, um, yeah, so she's talking about her mom not being maternal. So, now we're all going to the party. So Ashley, Rosie, and the husbands, they carpool together, and then Rosie brings a gift. It's like a bouquet of fireworks and some $60 champagne. Alicia's the first to show up at this party, and then Liz and Dolores show up looking like twins. And they said that they met at a cannabis convention. Kelsey shows up. She says that she's known Joe Ellen since high school, and she worked at the tanning salon that Joe Ellen worked at, and that Joe Ellen was sleeping with the owner, and get this, and his wife. She was sleeping with the owner and his wife. Yeah. 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 So Rosie comes and Alicia goes to get her. And so the ladies they've gathered around a table, and then yeah, Rosie comes, Alicia goes and get her. While Alicia is gone, Joe Ellen tells Kelsey, like, listen, I had your back. Um, you know, I'm just letting you know what happened at the picnic. Rosie was talking about you, all that, talking about your relationship. And then Kelsey says that Rosie isn't a girl's girl. So Dolores asks her, like, is there anything going on in your relationship as to why, like, why would someone bring it up? And I love how Dolores is trying to move the story along. Good for her. Um, then Kelsey starts crying, and she says that her relationship is sacred and she doesn't have to explain herself. Dolores tells Joe Ellen that, look, you need to be a host and go greet your guest, go greet Rosie. Again, moving the story along. And Rosie and Joe Ellen, they greet each other, and then Rosie gives her the gift, and then Joe Ellen still says, like, this is a shitty gift. So Kelsey and Alicia talk because Rosie was there, but then she just left. And Kelsey says that her relationship has had rules from the beginning, and that she's accepted it, and that's it. Kelsey and Joe Ellen are getting their picture drawn, like a character, like, oh my God, what's wrong with my mouth? A character could, oh my God, it won't come out my mouth. A character could, oh, it's not coming out. You guys know I'm trying to say it. It's not coming out my mouth. Oh my God. I promise I can say it. Or maybe I can't. I could spell it. Oh wow. Okay. They're getting their picture drawn. And then Kelsey says that she still has to talk to Rosie. And then Dolores and Liz get their picture drawn. And then that's when Liz reveals that her and Dolores have the same plastic surgeon and dentist. So now we have Kelsey talking to Rosie. And Kelsey asked Rosie about the picnic. And Rosie says that Joe Ellen is actually the one who brought up Kelsey's relationship, which, you guys, is true. Watch it back. Joe Ellen did bring it up at the picnic. That's why everyone was like quiet. Like, why are you bringing this up? Like, she brought it up. Yeah, Rosie says that Joe Ellen said that you're going through a hard time, and listen, I was just asking questions. And that was it. It ended. And what a premiere that was. I felt like they introduced everyone except for one. They showed a trailer at the end. It was a really good trailer. I enjoyed this. They introduced almost every cast member. They gave a backstory. Um, they moved the storyline along quickly, which is very, very good. Everyone seemed to be very open, and they weren't really hiding anything except for Kelsey. She didn't show her boyfriend's face. I put a picture of that in the video. She didn't show her boyfriend's face, but of course people found out who he was. But he's like 50 something years old, which is not that huge of an age gap. Like it's an age gap. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like that one football guy. You know which one I'm talking about? Bill, and that that girl who's that should be fucking elder abuse. I'm just saying that's like a 50-year age gap. That's disgusting. That right there, like she should be that whatever. But okay, let's rate the episode. I am going to give this. I'm doing it like as a premiere episode, a premiere of a brand new franchise. I'm gonna give it a 9. And I'm giving it a 9 because it was good. It was really good. Because this could have been really bad. Again, my expectations were low, so maybe that's why I'm rating it high. Because it could have been really bad, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought this was a good premiere, and it made me want to watch more. That's why I'm giving it a 9. Is that too high? No, I'm gonna give it a 9, just purely based on that. Will it probably be a 9 or a 10 in the future episodes? I don't know, but I'm saying like this is a good season premiere, and it deserves a 9. I'll tell you who I think is going to be the breakout star. The breakout star in this is going to be Liz. It's going to be Liz and Joellen. I just have this feeling. Who is probably not going to last? First episode. Just from watching the first episode, I feel like it's going to be Rosie. And I fear it will be Ashley but I do like Ashley, and I hope that she stays. But yeah, I don't know about Rosie. And then also, I think probably Kelsey. No, Kelsey's gonna stay because she's gonna need to check when she leaves to her boyfriend. If she does leave him, she's gonna stay. But yeah, definitely Liz and Joelle, and they're the ones who I see it for. Yeah, I see it for them. Um, is that it? I think that's it, you guys. I believe there's another episode coming on Sunday. I think that's what I saw on Bravo's Instagram. I'm not sure. That being said, thank you guys so much for listening to me yap about this. I think I will record I have to watch Beverly Hills. Oh my god. I saw the clips, and for once it was a good episode. Eric Undery, yeah, it was good. So yeah, I will see you guys over in Beverly Hills, but if I don't see you in Beverly Hills, I'll see you in Rhode Island again. Bye.